bitch, man!
What's going on, guys? On this episode of On the Set for October Horrorfest, I'm taking a look at The Others, starring Nicole Kidman. In 1945, a woman named Grace lives with her two kids, Anne and Nicholas, in Jersey. The children have some kind of light sensitivity problem, so Grace always keeps the house pretty dark. Then, three people show up to the house seeking employment, and Grace hires them to help around the house. Bertha as the housekeeper, Edmund as the gardener, and Lydia as the maid. Apparently, they've all worked in that house at some point before. So, that's good, I guess. Anne tells Grace about a boy that visits her, who also sometimes shows up with his parents and an older blind lady. Well, that means either someone is squatting in their house, or they're a ghost. Either way, that's not good. Grace is skeptical to believe this at first, until she hears weird noises coming from nowhere. Then, she has the house searched out of paranoia. After looking in a storage room of the house, Grace finds an old photo album with pictures of dead bodies. Bertha tells her that a long time ago, there was an outbreak of tuberculosis in the house. After a while, Grace sees a piano playing on its own and starts to think that something supernatural might be going on there. Yeah, she's probably right. As she goes to find a priest to bless the house, she tells the gardener to search a cemetery nearby to see if a family was buried there. As it turns out, there are some graves on the property, and Bertha has Edmund cover them up. Well, that's not sketchy at all. What are they hiding? Grace goes walking through the woods and runs into her husband Charles, who apparently died back in the war. He goes back to the house with her, but starts acting distant for some reason. Later on, Grace goes to check on Anne and finds an old woman wearing her clothes. She attacks the woman, but suddenly finds out that she actually attacked Anne. So what's going on with that? Is Grace like delusional or something? She's freaking losing it. Soon after, Charles tells her that he's going back to the war, even though it's already over. As that's going on, Nicholas and Anne find the gravestones that were covered up and see that they belong to the three people that Grace hired. They all died back in the day during that tuberculosis outbreak. Oh, ghost. I knew it. Following that, they find out that the boy and his parents that Anne keeps seeing are actually the family that lives in the house currently. And this whole time, Grace and her children were the ghost. What a switcheroo. As it turns out, Grace's husband died in the war, and once she found out about it, she killed her two children and then herself inside the house. So, the housekeeper, the gardener, the maid, Grace, Grace's husband, Anne, and Nicholas, they're all literally ghosts. The current family ends up moving out, and then Bertha tells Grace that they'll have to learn to share the house with the next family. But Grace isn't having that shit. The end. Well, what a twist. Grace thought her house was haunted, but the whole time she was the damn ghost. That's wild. I wonder if there are actually ghosts wandering around who think they're still alive. I'm sure there are. Anyway, next time we check out the Vatican tapes, and I'll see you then.